4Gs, 4Gs, yeah. 4Gs, 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 let's go. 4Gs, 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 look. Full syndication, full elevation, all generations, we already made it. 4Gs, 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 yeah. 4Gs, 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 let's go. 4Gs, 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 look. Full syndication, full elevation, all generations, we already made it. We got Shot, Dot, Malcolm, Chris the King, plus the Doc. You know that's like 4Gs. Sports Mind. Real world, real problems, real news, real sports. We gon' let you know right here on 4Gs. 4Gs.
Crackers.
Welcome to another 4G episode. If you're trying to figure out what we're talking about, it's a running joke on the show that whenever we're like this, we're called the double stuff Oreo, okay? So, y'all just happen to catch some... Welcome to another episode.
Hey, yo, this is about as unprofessional as it gets. Go ahead.
Okay, let's...
Right.
Welcome to another episode of 4G Sports. Now you know there's gonna be a crazy show.
Yeah.
That's how we started off. But hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, so you know every time we premiere a show or we start doing exclusives, pop-up interviews, you will know when it comes up, alright? So just make sure you subscribe, like, and we'll go from there and hit that bell, alright?
Hit it.
So, this episode of 4G Sports is brought to you by My Cozy Creations and Daphne Cozy. Now that we get back to some normalcy, I'm the OG.
I'm the king.
You know what it is. You got the Doc. Get it together. Dang it. Gosh darn it.
Alright, we can't even get the show started. One's eating peanut butter crackers. The other one, I can't stop laughing. So, hey, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about how the NFL lowered the salary cap and players movement. Who wants to start first?
I'll go. I mean, he don't want to. He's shaking his head no. The salary cap. So coming into this year, I believe the salary cap was supposed to be almost $200 million. Very close anyway. Due to COVID and the hit that NFL, NBA, just like everybody else, took last year, that cap figure has gone down to $182.5 million. So because of that, we're already seeing, I think, just a little over a week ago, the Chiefs cut their two starting offensive tackles to save $17 million on the cap, and they're still over the cap. Yeah. So my thoughts are we're going to see some unique changes this year. We're going to see people get cut that probably normally wouldn't get cut because teams are just trying to get, not even create cap room to sign other players. They're just trying to get under that cap figure so they can field the team without going into being over the cap. And I don't know, maybe you guys know, I'm not 100% sure. In the NBA, when a team goes over the cap, they have to pay what's called a luxury tax.
Correct.
Do you know if the NFL, I'm just not sure, does the NFL do the same, or are they a hard, fast, this is your cap, get under it?
Yeah, it's a hard cap. Because see, unlike NBA, I think NFL owners are a little bit richer than the NBA owners. So the luxury tax wouldn't bother them at all.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so that would cause even more disparity across. Okay, I get it. That makes sense.
They would just sign whoever. Okay, we got to pay $20 million. All right, here's your money.
Yeah, it wouldn't even matter.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. We're going to see a lot of movement. I mean, Cam Newton's going back to the Patriots. I don't know. I like that move for Cam. I think he and Belichick actually have a pretty good rapport with each other. And it's not like New England had anybody in the works that was, going to come in and do the job anyway, right? So I know there was talk of Garoppolo possibly going back, but it's starting to look like, and maybe even already, that he'll be back in San Francisco for at least another season. We haven't seen any movement to this point on Deshaun Watson, but I do anticipate seeing a lot of faces changing teams this year, really because of the cap casualty situation.
Yes, sir. King, what you got on your Browns?
I see a lot of movement happening, like Doc said. I think a lot of seasoned veterans will be released that have at the end of the contracts or really big contracts to get under the cap. There's no fans in the stands, so there's really no justification why they got to pay a lot of these players what they're paying them, unless we're going to pay for the NFL pass or the ticket or whatever they call it, and that's going to skyrocket. And then when they start letting fans in, tickets going to be extremely expensive. Where the average family can't afford to go in the first place, or they'll make us pay pay-per-view to watch games on TV locally. The money has to come from somewhere, and they don't have the money coming in. How are they going to pay them? It's unfortunate, but that's just what the nature of the beast that we're living through right now.
Yep.
Player movement, it was bound to happen anyway. But like Doc said, with the salary cap dropping, there are names that you would never, ever thought you would see being cut, released, trying to get re-signed, restructuring deals. My thing is, everything is always a restructure when a team needs you to. But when you're doing all the hard work and you deserve to get your money, they don't say, oh, let's restructure your deal to pay you more. I don't know. I'd have to tell you, hey, you cut me because whatever's guaranteed, pay me now. I'll take my chances on the street. Because I don't know. The NFL to me right now is such a
disloyal.
Right. It's starting to really become AU organized football right now. Whoever got the most money, whoever's willing to spend the money, we'll just go ahead and do it. I don't. Right now, I just want to get to the draft, get that over with, and let's see what happens after that. Because this is ridiculous. You don't know who's going to be on. You don't know who's going to be on what team starting day.
No.
And you brought up something interesting in your commentary that is probably a show for another day, because I feel like it's something we could just go a whole episode in talking about, especially with the three of us, let alone if we had a guest. But that is, depending on the guest, I guess, that is the disparity between team power and player power. I think we've brought it up a little bit in the past on contracts, and just like you said, the team can, they have free reign to make the cuts, whereas a player that outperforms their contract has to wait till that contract ends or hold out, and then you start getting into what the public image of yourself is for holding out or requesting a trade or whatever the case may be. So that's an interesting piece and something I'd like to talk about further maybe in future episodes, because I think we could go round and about on stuff like that.
That sounds, you know what? Let's pencil that in. That sounds great.
Pencil. DT.
All right. King, you got anything else to say on this topic? Because you know what time it is.
No.
It's time for Doc's Trivia Corner. Bounce
wow. Bounce wow.
All right.
Why you give him porno music?
What in the world? Look, man, I ain't stripping for nobody.
Not on this show you won't be. Not on this show.
Y'all don't want to see that anyway. No. See, look. He's feeling ill just thinking about it. Goodness gracious.
All right, what you got for us this week in Doc's Trivia Corner, Doc?
Right, so, of course, first and foremost, I'm going to answer last week's question,
Okay.
and give the answer. And that question was, as you can see, who did the Philadelphia 76ers draft with the last pick of the 1983 NBA draft? Do either of you know?
Well, I mean, since it's on the screen now, it must be the B, 49-year-old pharmacist.
Ding, 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 ding! As a bonus, do you know the name of that pharmacist?
Rouse. I don't know.
Mr. Norman Horvitz. 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 Norman. So,
Okay.
Norman, if you're out there, congratulations. Hope your pharmacy career took off, because obviously the NBA one did not, because we ain't heard of you until today.
Something tells me he paid a lot of money for that draft pick spot.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's 83. They weren't even really into it like that back then. They probably didn't have...
Wait a minute. They had 7 rounds in 83, didn't they?
Yeah, that's
They
what I'm
had like
saying.
3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's back when it was like the NFL draft.
They was all day. So
They
you
didn't
waited
have nobody
all
else.
day to hear your name called, and
Hey,
you
good
probably
cut.
didn't even make it to the building to sign the contract.
Or didn't even know that he was in the NBA draft. There's probably a name on the list somewhere. They were like, we don't have any more prospects. I don't know. But get Norman. We're drafting Norman.
We got the pharmacist, so in case anybody gets sick,
That
we're
poor
good
guy's,
to go.
that poor guy's filling scripts somewhere.
Oh my god. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. So, trivia question. I believe this is number 7. We've been doing this a little bit now. What sport is dubbed the king of sports? Is it A, basketball? Just basketball in general. Is it B, soccer? Is it C, baseball? Or is it D, American football? Or E, tennis? I had to throw a 5th selection on there because there are some pretty major sports out there. So, everybody listening, as you're listening to this trivia question in the premiere, in the live chat, give us your answer so you could win and keep OG from having a seizure and play Doc's Trivia Corner on social media as well. Back to you,
All
OG.
right. Here we go. All right, I know you're going, it's just the 3 of them today. So this is going to be a crazy show. Not so fast. Fellas, I want to introduce Dominique, and I'm not going to even try his last name because I know he said we could try it. That's just Dominique. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Soucy.
There he is. I told you we had somebody today. So I'm going to let Dominique Soucy. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
answer for him. Yeah, you did.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you for being my translator. I appreciate it.
I got you.
So, Dominique, please introduce yourself, and we have a ton of questions for you.
I got a ton of questions for you guys. Like, don't you guys have like an intro music or for the trivia? You have to go out there like a real like intro music for
We're gonna have to get one, but we can't do the porno music that King was
No,
giving.
you gotta skip that
Yeah.
out. Like just like ain't you guys like in Atlanta or something like that? You got some musical like people like it just like give you some good beats. Like I'm Dominique Soucy, yeah. So yeah, I'm Dominique Soucy. I'm the founder, like CEO, inventor of like a new sport called PurInstinct. So that I'm guessing that we're going to talk a lot today, and really glad to be with you guys today. I'm a francophone too, so I'm from Quebec City, Canada, about 2 hours from Montreal, and just stoked to be out here. Like I'm a father of 4, and that's it, man. That's my. Okay. I have a. They call me the Black Naismith.
Yeah.
We are going, and after that, it's time to get started. But
yeah,
guess what? We're international now.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's it. And we say like you got no intro music for my trivia corner.
Yeah, we will get you one, but not the porno that the King. I don't know.
Over here, yeah.
Yeah. That cat. Wherever he is. All right, King.
There you go.
Let's get right into the questions for Dominic.
I gotta ask 2 questions with this question. So tell us a little bit about your new program, and also, would you consider implementing this program in the school system?
So yeah, so basically like the PurInstinct is like a mixed up of like basketball, football, soccer, rugby, all mixed up together into one sport. Okay, so I used to be like a professional basketball player here in Canada, so I play a lot of ball actually. And at some point, I was just like trying to make like better decision for athletes, trying to like on the court. How can we actually teach that? So I was like doing this like to begin with, and the sport has begun like in school. So like in high school over here, that's where we kind of like decided to implement the first part of it. And over here in Quebec, we have 100 school, middle school to high school that use the sport as like a normal sport. Like I just had
awesome.
My daughter, she's going to high school next year, and we just had a presentation, and they were like, okay, if you're doing this option in multi-sport in high school, then you're gonna play like soccer, you're gonna play basketball, you're gonna play PurInstinct, you're gonna play volleyball. So it's just like a normal like in the dictionary over here in Quebec, and it's starting like in Montreal too. I do a lot of clinics. So yes, like as a sport, it is for high schoolers too, for middle school. Junior high, I don't know, all your like school system in the States is different from over here, but yeah, so it's perfect for that because it's a co-ed sports, non-contact, so you don't have like to be like a tall or strong people like to play PurInstinct. You just have to be smart. So obviously it helps if you're a bit quick. And if you're good with balls and stuff like that, just like a normal like throw the ball and stuff like that. Mostly, can you be quick at thinking with the object or thinking in defense, because the concept of the sport, it's really different from what we used to. So it might look like something that you saw on TV like recently, but when you play it, it's really different. It's really fast, so it's all about like fast decision making actually.
Okay.
All right. So I think you might have touched on my question a little bit in your description, but what was that? Describe to us that moment that I always call it kind of like a light bulb moment when you're like, you know what? I can mesh all these together and create something special. Like, what brought you there?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a long story a bit, like, because I used to be a basketball player, and at some point I just like had a plateau, so I couldn't like get better a bit like as a college player. So I was like a really, really good college player over here, but like to get to another level, to be able like to play pro and stuff like that, I needed something. And at some point, like I started playing squash. You know that game. Yeah. Uh-huh. So I went like crazy on it like, on summertime. Like I had to just learn the game just from start. And then after I just went the first time I played squash, I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy a racket. I'm gonna buy everything. And then I went crazy for a summer. That the only thing I did was like playing squash and do my ball and lane drill that I love to do. That's it. Like I didn't play basketball that summer because I was kind of tired, and I went back to like my fourth year at college and just destroyed everyone. Like September, I was so good. Like just like you could see, like I had like another notch. And from that moment, I was like, all right, let me find why that happened. Okay, and then I did some research and like reading a lot of books. I actually read a book that was like I think this was Pete Carroll that introduced the book. It was called the tennis. It's a tennis book, like pretty cool tennis book. And Pete Carroll like just introduced the books. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. The inner game of tennis. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. So I read that book. I read another book, and I was like into coaching a lot after my career. So I was like a full-time coach, and I was always trying to like every time I come to the gym, like, okay, we got 20 minutes like to do other thing than basketball. Let's just like figure out how can we get better as athletes, just athletes. And one day I was just in my home, and I was like, hey, if like I take that thing of tennis that they throw the ball really fast at you, and I replace the ball by a human being that going fast at you, and then you have to like move a little bit like a 3-on-2 just like in basketball, but the goal is actually not to shoot, but you get to the other place without getting touched. That's really tough actually to do. So let me, and I went to the gym. I tried it out like with the kids. They were just like, hey, what are we doing today, Dom? And from that moment, like that exact moment, I knew like, okay, this is ridiculous. This is so good. And I called like 30 athletes from Quebec, so I had the chance because I was like a pro athlete by that time. So everybody kind of knew me, and from basketball, I was pretty much like the best basketball player from around. So everybody came in, like 30 people in the gym for like a secret gym, secret location, secret sport, and the exact moment, like I still can remember, like the exact moment I told them, okay, this is the rules and stuff like that. I thought it was gonna be like not good for athletes for like grown up, and as soon as I saw like that first minute, like the intensity of the sport was on, I was like, oh man, this is it. Like I saw like when you get like kids playing, it's cool because like they playing, like they have fun and stuff like that. But when you see like grown up, like 23-year-old, like that used to play for like 10 years only in one sport, and then you put them in that environment and they have so much fun and they're good at it, and they kind of like the intensity level is so high, but there's no like real, obviously there's trash talking because it's like we love trash talk, like but like you can like play, like men's were playing with women, like, and there was like also like teenagers like playing with them, and everybody hasn't like a blast, but you could see like all the decision making, no injuries, like no like outside stress. So it was like, oh, okay, we got something here. Like, and everybody was like moving, like the intensity and the the cardio in the sport is really high. So I was like, all right, we got something. So that like that first time, and I still remember, and we got it on tape, like on one of my art desks, like that we have like the first time we played that sport. And from that moment, like I knew, like that night, like I didn't sleep. Like I was like, all right, man, let me draw like everything and the rules. So at first it was mostly about the rules though, like, and then after that it came out to be like, how can we actually create like a community, like the mindset of like how we create a sport. And that's like another thing that I'm really big on, actually.
All right,
that's fantastic.
Well, I can tell you right now, you didn't answer my question basically in that good statement. But I'm gonna ask you this anyway, because maybe some other people might want to ask the same question. Are there any age limits to play, and who will it benefit the most playing your sport?
Nah, yeah, I say it's age limit a little bit, just because when I do like the clinics in school, like I rarely go. Like my kids right now are like 11, 9, 7, and 2, so I go, like my son is 9. He's asked me to go in his class to like teach the teacher in the class to do PurInstinct. So we can do, the cool part of the sport that I didn't tell you is that we have 8 level of difficulty in the sport. Actually 9 right now. So it's we started at 4. So that's why I invented the sport at the level 4. Back in the days we didn't know it was level 4. But now we have the level 9, so like what we call the professional. So you can, it's kind of a video game. If you're good at it now, you can actually go to the rules that you see like on Instagram. So like, and if you're not good, like middle school, or like you can go like to level 1, level 2, which is like more like easy, like just pass the ball, no kicking and stuff like that, because the kicking part is punching the ball, it's really tough. So you don't have that like through like in middle school. So I would say like 9-year-old is pretty much like where you start. It's not like I don't want to destroy like soccer, a sport like soccer, but like soccer, like just over here, hockey, it's a pretty simple sport where the object's actually on the ground, so you don't have to be good at catching it, so you just have to be good at like kicking it and just run like to where the ball is. So I coach soccer, it's pretty easy. Like at 5-year-old, you can actually like play. PurInstinct's not like that. Like you have to be good at like catching the ball, like running it, like taking some decisions. So sometimes like I go like in summer camps, and we have like 6-year-old playing, but we have to go like level 0 where the ball can actually touch the ground, and that's not really like PurInstinct, but like we still can play like for fun. But so I would say like 9-year-old is pretty much the target. And then after that we go, like I'm 40 and I like no problem playing, just because it's all about like decision making. So it is a really physical sport though. Like it's really tough like to like play, but it's not tough like in basketball. Like basketball is tough on your knees and stuff like that because of the hardwood. We don't have that, like, because we mostly play like outside, and you don't have to do like the big jumping and stuff like that. It's not about like jumping that much. It's because it's really about like your decision making. So I would say like you could play high level until you like 50. That's what I'm aiming for, actually.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm trying to. I did a little bit of Peloton actually with Alex Tucson this past month, so I can keep up with the 22-year-old like in Quebec this summer.
Yeah.
So, but like, who benefits the most? I think let's say, I would say like obviously if you're old athlete that just finished like high school or college, you're gonna benefit the fact that you can actually enter a new sport without having to learn that much like new skills, because it's all like, oh, like I knew that skill, like I know that skill. Catching a ball, I did that all my life. So it's not like I can teach you the game to be pretty good at it in 15 minutes. You're not gonna be great. Like it's gonna take you like 2 years to be great because of the angles and stuff like that in the decision making. But in 15 minutes, you're gonna be good. If you're a good athlete, you're gonna be pretty good at PurInstinct. So that's pretty cool. So that's cool for them. And also like for the teenagers, that's really nice because there's a lot of, actually in Quebec, a lot of people that use like PurInstinct as an off-season sport, like the number one off-season sport. And that's why like when I created a sport, I thought it was gonna be that kind of sport for people. So let's say you're a football guy or a basketball guy, go play PurInstinct in the summertime, just like I did with squash. So I think that's a great way actually to get better and get that, you know, that what he called the hit, that it, like there's some players that have it, like that Patrick Mahomes style, and don't some people are like, why don't he get it? So that's where we came like upon actually, just to show you how to be a better like overall athlete. So yeah, so that's the people that I think will be benefiting the most. And in schools also, at some point we're going to be big in schools. I'm sure of it because we saw that in Quebec, and the teachers love us because we're non-contact. We're a fun sport. We're just like the new like way of like we call that a street sport for us. It's just a new way of doing like a cool sport but with high intensity.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So you've mentioned a few different sports in this. You mentioned soccer, rugby, I believe basketball in there. If you had to identify your sport as most like this sport, what would it be? But I'm known to go off script a little bit here, so
that's all right.
Yeah, see,
that's all right.
How did you come up with the name PurInstinct?
All right, so let me start with the first question, and then after that I go with the second one. It's not off script for me, like that's like easy stuff. Like, right? That's easy on me right now. So
yeah.
So it's basketball, like the sport that the most close to it. It's basketball, but people don't see it like inside of it because they don't like they don't see like a basketball, or they don't see like people dribbling. But it's basically like a fast break in basketball. So it's when people like play basketball, you come in and say, oh, that's my 3-on-2 drill that I always do. So like that 3-on-2 drill that you always do, that's PurInstinct, but we just boost it like to another level, like in 2 or 3 level on top of that. So it's just like it's basketball, but like for like the point guard. So it's like the closest is like Patrick Mahomes playing basketball like on a fast break, like because that's PurInstinct. So like basically that's the sport. Okay, so but the closest is like basketball, and we know that because we actually experiment the sport with like Olympic athletes. We experiment the sport with a lot of basketball, a lot of football, a lot of soccer, volleyball. Rugby players, a lot of people thought that like, rugby would be like the perfect sport for that. Not at all. Like they actually not that good like at taking those crisp decision. Football players are really good because they're really intense, but they're not good at taking. Most of them are not good at taking decision on the fly. They're mostly good at going hard. So they're really good on defense, really good on defense, and they're just good athletes. But they have to learn the game more because the decision making is not natural. Some of them like QBs and stuff like that, it is for them. But other than that, they try to go like one-on-one and stuff like that. It's not a one-on-one game. You're gonna lose every time if you play one-on-one. So basketball player is most natural for them like to do passing like on the fly. So most of the basketball players like are really good, and we see that because the girls that are playing with like the best like guy. Actually, we have some girls that come in and they all like basketball like players. Like the best basketball players, they come after that, after the career, they kind of come on the PurInstinct field. It just feels natural for them. So about PurInstinct, okay, yeah. So we decided like from the get-go that we're actually not gonna go with a sport that's called a kind of ball sport. Like I thought that was kind of weak, like ball stuff. Like I was like, that's boring. That's boring stuff. Like, I don't like that. And then most of the players that were playing was like, yeah, it's not about the ball. Like really, it's really about like who's like carrying the ball. So it's like PurInstinct not about, because what you have to realize is the cool part is that when we invented the sport, every time you came in and you tried to make like a kind of a try to go like the full 30 yards, we actually at the beginning, like origin, we put like a soccer ball at first, and then we put like a handball, and then we put a rugby ball. So every time you came in, you had a different ball. So like the first people that invented the sport with me were like we don't care about the ball. It's not the ball that really matter. It's like the people that are carrying the ball. So, and there's a lot of stuff in defense too that people like really enjoy, like playing defense more than every sport actually. So it was mostly about that kind of thing. So people, the instinct part was really important, and the pure part is actually pure comes from the purity of the game. So if you go like on a website, you're gonna see that it's more than just like a sport. People like tend to put like kind of in a box and say, "Are you trying to be like the next NBA or?" Nah, not really, man. Just go on a website. You're gonna see like a podcast out there. You're gonna see like a sport business, like big sports business, like conference that we're hosting actually this coming week. You're gonna see like a Miranda Wood like designer coming out like crazy stuff. So it's kind of like a sports movement that we pushing. So you see those guys over there, like we call that like the pure athlete. Like we call that like everything's pure for us. Like a pure athlete, we go to the pure field. We have a pure barbecue after the pure game. So it's all like for us. That's like why we put that like on there, and just like felt natural for us. And then after that, like people were like, "Do you want to change the name?" I asked my guys, I was like, "Nah, don't change the name." So it's over now. So, but I just for us, it was mostly about like from the get go. I knew that like people that know me, it's not about just like creating a sport. It's about like creating like a new way of doing sport in our community. That's something really important for me too. So that's maybe why like people are kind of confused at first, but I don't mind actually. Like for me, it's just like I'm not a big believer in names. Like one of the big like company that we have right now, like Apple, doesn't mean anything. If I say that to my kids, the name of the biggest computer brand is Apple, they like, I mean, what I mean, like the fruit, like it doesn't like it make no sense. Like, and then after that, Google's not actually like was not actually meant to be like Google. Like they just like messed the world. And then after that, Nike, like I read the book, and it was like Nike was like not Nike at first, and it's just like kind of a light bulb at the last moment. Oh, let's call that Nike. It is for me like Adidas the same thing. Like Adidas, that's like crazy. Like that's like crazy stuff. Like so, for me, like it's just like you have to believe in the brand and what your vision, and then after that, like everything's gonna be all right. Like over here, like people are saying like, hey, let's go play a game of pure. So it's just natural for them. Like it's just so all the teachers like, oh, we're gonna play PurInstinct. Once you play it, you understand. So for me, it doesn't really matter. Like I'm cool with it. Like I know like it's not natural, but I don't want it to be like the next like I don't know volleyball or stuff like that. Like for me, like that's boring.
Yeah,
all right.
That's how Gatorade got their go too. That was just Gatorade came from it was Florida Gators. You know, back in the day. And you know, I could see the elements. I watched some of the videos, and I saw the field's a little narrower. I could see the elements of basketball in there. Definitely see some rugby in there a little bit. So it's very it's kind of cool. I actually kind of want to try that out at some point.
There's actually Aussie rule football too that I didn't mention, but like if you know Australian rule football, there's like the punching of the ball comes a lot from them. I think there's Gaelic football that do the same, but I didn't know Gaelic football before I invented it. It was mostly like Australian rule football. So there's a lot of punching. Punching the ball, it's really important in PurInstinct, and that comes from this sport actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a quick question for the viewers that did not see the actual video. How big is the field, and what equipment is needed to actually play the sport?
Good
so
job.
The cool part about it is that we don't need equipment. So it's like it's cheaper than soccer. Okay, so soccer they have like the goals for you have to have normally a goal. We don't have a goal. We just put some cones. That's it, and we don't have like I don't know, like I'm French, so the chin on your the thing that they put like for not breaking the tibia. How do you call that?
Oh yeah, your shin guard.
Yeah, we don't have that. We don't need that. So that you can scratch that. So we don't need that stuff. We don't need a flag or stuff like that. So you don't need nothing actually. You just put a t-shirt because we don't want to go like skins. We don't want to touch you in skins because you're gonna be wet and stuff. So that's it. So put a t-shirt on, and after that it's just it's pretty much it. Like, get some shoes. If we play like on the grass, most of the people are gonna play either with like football shoes or spikes or like soccer spikes. I prefer like soccer because I'm not a big football guy, so like I just don't have like football gear. Yeah. So it's mostly soccer shoes, and that's it. And after that, the field is about, let's say, 30 yards. From one line to the other line is 30 yards. So every time you make a try, you have to run the full 30 yard. There's no in between. There's no like first down, third, like some like stuff like that. Like you have to make it to the other place, and that's kind of why the it's so fun too, because you have to make it like to the end zone. Just like, let's say you know that last play in football when they always try to do like lateral pass and just find a way, and like, most of the time it's so scrappy and so like not good, but like one time out of like 100 they make it to the end zone, and it's just the band is on the field. But
yeah, that's great reference.
We do that like every 16 seconds. So that's pure instinct. So you have to go like the full 30 yards. It's 13 yards the width, like the large. So it's really, as you say, it's really narrow. Okay, and that's built like that. That's like from futsal. It's really built for you to make a lot of passing to. So we want you to be. It's like you're always going to be trying to find someone like passing the ball. Never about yourself. It's about like the team the real quick team concept, 3 against 2 and stuff like that. So that's, people are like, oh yeah, but you're only 2 on defense. You're not really 2 on defense because the field is so narrow. That's kind of your third defender actually, and there's also like a shot clock. So there's 16 seconds shot clock, and we actually start the shot clock as soon as one play's over. So it's basically a 12-second shot clock. So you have to make it like pretty quick, like your decision making. And both end zone are 7 yards. So yeah, that's pretty much like how big is the field. So it's a narrow field, a little bit longer than the basketball, but we play a lot actually inside on the basketball field, and we just narrow it a little bit. So we do a lot of stuff actually. We don't like to. It's mostly, you know, like baseball. They have all kind of fields like different size, and it doesn't really matter. We kind of the same. Like we don't like, obviously we have the official like pure instinct field, but like if you only have like 30 yards and you want to play in high school because you're in the gym, you're gonna find a way. So that's no problem for us.
And since King did bring that up, we will be able to put the video description in our link, and we might, if we can talk the sports mom into doing it, put the video inside the show so people can see exactly how the game is played.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, King.
It's tough to see on the video though. It's you have to experience it.
So in other words, video is not going to help you, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Dominique is telling you to get out and play. That's all he wants you to do. Get out and play. I understand that one. All right, King. Look, hey, this is going international, so be nice. Off topic. Be nice.
All right, Dominique Soucy. Can I ask both questions or just one?
Ask both of them.
Okay. First, there's a 2-part question. I'll ask you the first one. Kobe or LeBron is the first question. Matter of fact, answer that one first, and I'll go to the second question.
You mean like as a basketball player?
Yes.
LeBron? Is that a real question?
Mm-hmm.
LeBron. I said.
All right.
LeBron,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was the end of the show today.
I didn't know. I thought like the real question was like MJ and LeBron. I thought that was like the only question like available right now. So, but yeah, I can. I didn't know that was like that was a debate actually. That like obviously like Kobe is better skill than LeBron like as a one-on-one player because LeBron's not a one-on-one guy. But like the game is played 5-on-5 and LeBron the best ever to play 5-on-5 basketball like both ways. So yeah, LeBron.
All right, he's international. We'll let him have it because it's too far to go.
But I don't understand.
But no,
is that like who's on Kobe's side? Like is there like a Kobe thing right now? Like I didn't know that there was like you on Kobe. Like what's about it?
Cause see, I
think. Yeah, go ahead, OG.
I like players that are not afraid to step into the moment, regardless of what it is. Okay. And I understand LeBron is a specimen, and I give you that. But early in his career, and even now, LeBron is not a back to the basket. You are smaller than me. Let me bully you to the paint. Yep. If I need a basket right now, LeBron is going to pass it first, instead of just saying it's on me. Yeah, we're gonna win or lose because of me, and that's just that era of basketball that I grew up loving and watching. So that's why I am a Kobe fan. Yeah, not a Kobe fan. I'm a Laker fan, but that's why I picked Kobe because his killer instinct.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. He's the best. Like he's the best like skill player that we had like ever. Like maybe like now that we have like guys like KD and stuff like that. It's all good. Like LeBron right now is not better than KD at getting you that last basket. Like I do like, but he's not he's a way better like overall player. Like, and I play basketball like professional. If you make always the right play, you're the best player. And sorry like about Kobe. Like I love Kobe. Like the way he plays and stuff like that. Some of the shots that he doesn't make all the right plays. Like sometimes he just like shoot the ball and you're like, really? So if you put the ball in Danny Green hands at the end of the game, wide open, you made the right play. He's paid for that. Did he airball the shot? Barely. Okay.
Barely. Almost.
Yeah, that was bad for Danny. But if you talk to a basketball guy, you're supposed to make that play. That's a basketball play. So, and people are like, hey, MJ made that pass like a lot actually in his career. So, and for the record though, like LeBron is a much clutcher player than what people say. It's just that he passed the ball a lot. And for the record, he's not a good one-on-one player. Like he's not a good one-on-one player like that much. Like I've been saying that for like 10 years now. He's not good. Like he doesn't have a good handle enough. Like to cross over people like KD and Kobe and stuff like that back in the days, and Kyrie and stuff. He's not that kind of player, but like he's a better overall basketball player by a mile on Kobe.
And he's a better
MJ's a discussion though.
And he's a better flopper than Vlade Divac.
So
see how we do. See how we do.
Okay.
Can I change my second question then? I'm gonna change my second question then.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
You're not allowed to go off topic on off topic.
Being that you picked LeBron, what LeBron was more exciting to watch? Cleveland, Miami, or LA?
Great mix-up.
That's your second question. What's your third question? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that kind of guy. Like seriously, like just I'm just enjoying basketball. To be honest, like so, I would say I like Miami. I like in Miami. He was young. He was like fierce a bit. So yeah, I like Miami. But like last year was pretty cool too. But it was the bubble, so it was kind of I would say Miami. Miami was like more like you can feel that he really came into age too. Like, it was like feeling like the athletic stuff was real there, and then everything was like was perfect at that moment. So I would say Miami. That was like the best years that I saw. And after that, like I think Cleveland was good because it was like a leader on that, a real leader on the team. It wasn't like D Wade like was the leader. It was not like that. So yeah, so I would say that. But that's not a good. Like, I don't have like a definitive answer on that because like I kind of like LeBron, like whatever he plays. Actually, I just like his style actually. So I don't really mind like right now. It doesn't matter for me.
Okay.
Yeah. What's your third question? Because you went off topic.
Yeah, I did. What's the normal off topic now, there, yeah. King?
Oh, which Kobe was better, 8 or 24?
What's with the Kobe question?
Oh, because we're Kobe people. But you know what? You know what? Let's stop right there.
It's easy. No, it's easy. It's easy. It's easy. It's 24. Because Kobe 8 was not like I remember like I'm not that old, like, so like and not that young too. So I remember like when Kobe went in the league, like the first like 5 years, he struggled. Like he was like off the bench, or I don't know, like doing some crazy stuff. So like Kobe after mature Kobe was better. But I have a better answer for you, all right, than what you just said. The better Kobe was Kobe after his career. Okay. Like that was like the Kobe that I was really into it actually. Like he was like on something after it finished playing. I was like, he's gonna be a pure athlete someday. Like someone who just changed the way we see sport, the way we see women in sport, and all that. So that came. That was like the when he died. I was like, oh man, like I was crying because of that. Seriously, I was like, he could have changed the way we see sport in our society after his career. And that's strong. So I would say Kobe after 24.
Okay. I like the way you cleaned it. I like the way you answered that. That's now, I've always wanted to know this. In Canada, do you watch more? What games do you guys normally get in basketball or any type of sport? Like what teams? Or mostly
it depends. It depends. Like when I grew up, like all I ever watched was NCAA. So when I grew up, like, it was like all NCAA. All like I used to have like VHS. I didn't have the cable, so I had like. Are you guys really like in depth in basketball? So you kind of know like who like God Shem God is?
Yes.
Okay, so I used to like watch like over like God Shem God and Allen Iverson and all those guys like NCAA. But now, but now you have we have everything. Like we have pretty much like all the good NBA games that every night we have them. Obviously, we have a lot of Raptor games. Actually, I don't watch the Raptors at all. I don't like the Raptors the way they mostly play. There's one player on the Raptors I just can't stand. I know he's good, but I just can't stand it. So I don't watch the Raptors for now. I know it, but they actually a good. They have good coaching right now. Like I think like Nick Nurse is probably the best coach in the NBA. That's what I think. Like I think he's better than Pop and all those other guys. Like I think he's incredible. He's just incredible. So but I'm mostly just watch basketball. I just love basketball. So pretty much if basketball's around, like I'm never gonna watch highlights and box scores. That's not interesting for me. But I'm gonna watch. And we have a lot of Miami this year. So, but there's a lot of basketball available right now. So it was not like that like before, like 10 years ago. But now like there's an agreement with like TSN and ESPN. So we mostly have all the ESPN games and all the like Wednesday's game, all Friday game, and also that big TNT game. We always have those and all the finals. We have all the finals and stuff like that. So. We don't get like Portland. Never see like Dame Lillard. Phoenix, rarely see Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Rarely
Anybody outside of Phoenix rarely sees Phoenix.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish though, because like I want to see like Devin Booker like, play a little bit more of that, because I was kind of like so skeptic when he got like draft. I was like. From Kentucky, I was like, what? Like he's not that good. And then he's probably the guy that I would have lost my job as a GM, actually, like if I was a GM in NBA, because I didn't believe he was that good at Kentucky, like that good. and now he's just tearing it up. So,
well, I tell you, I
love my job.
I watch every Suns game, of course, and I'll tell you what has impressed me the most about Devin is, I mean, he's known as a scorer, but this year specifically, especially with the addition of Chris Paul, his defense and defensive effort has been amazing this year. Yeah. And that's not like, I'm not saying he's first team all defense, but for somebody that took such a knock at saying that he doesn't play defense, his defensive acumen has gone up substantially, and you can see it on the court this year, and that's what I appreciate most about him.
Are they like I know defensive player is probably Ben Simmons, because I saw him play. Him and Embiid are unbelievable right now. Okay, but are the Suns like contender? Because I saw like they're like singing in the West right now.
Well, they're second. They have the second best record in the whole league, and they're one of two teams with. They're in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, and that's the thing. Their defensive efficiency has gone up tremendously, especially with Mikal Bridges there. Mikal Bridges' on-ball defense and communication defensively has really turned the corner for them.
Yeah, I wish I got them, and Charlotte too. Like I didn't see LaMelo play. Like I hate highlights. I see like some highlights of LaMelo, and I see what's going on right now. So. And I like to see like Dallas play. We see Dallas a little bit too. I don't know why we see some like random team sometimes, but Dallas is on my screen, so I see Luka. So I'm really impressed with Luka though. Like Luka must be the one who impressed me the most in like the 10 past year. Like I'm just like every time I see him play, like are they like is he like that quick? Like he can get like to the rim like at will. So he's like back in the days they were like Arden was like that at some point at OKC. I was like. This guy, I was like to my wife, like he gets to the rim like every time, like and I used to really love like Ginobili play too. Yeah, like, those guys like there's some guy like magician of basketball, and I think Luka he's so special, man. So
he is.
Well, I can tell you right now, we have to bring him back for a Coach's Corner basketball special, or just have him back so we can get further into the Kobe, LeBron, Mom J, Pure Instinct, everything. All right, King.
I love you guys.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show today, Dominique Soucy, right? Is that
right? Let me tell you something about you, guys, American. I don't know how you messed up the names. It's pretty simple. Like what is the problem with my name right now? There's like 5 letters.
Yeah, Soucy.
Yeah,
Soucy.
He said
Soucy.
Soucy.
I don't want to say it wrong.
Dominique, they don't ever. I'm the one that has Doc in my name. They don't ever listen to me. I done said your name. I done said your name right 7 times this episode.
You said it right, like you said Soucy,
like
I say
jump.
Soucy. Yeah.
The reason we don't listen to Doc because he's a Suns fan.
Because like O and U is not like something that you see like in English. O and U together. Is that why?
Yeah, because over here O and U has like an owl sound, so he keeps trying to say Soucy.
Soucy, yes.
It's like double O actually. Like
right.
Yeah.
Okay. We just wanted to make sure because you tell a person's name, boy, then we get all kind of comments. We coming to get you.
I'm not that kind of guy. You see my wall over here? I got my kids actually drawing on the wall, so I'm not that kind of guy. That's my little monster over here. My daughter, man. She's probably gonna play NBA pro, like not and I say not WNBA. She's gonna play NBA. She's such a fierce athlete. I've never seen that before.
Hey, if she's anything like you, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's the wrap
for sure. Well, this episode, as usual, is brought to you by My Cozy Creations, Ms. Daphne Cozy. Go ahead and check out our website, get the gear. We got the face mask, we got the shirts, whatever you need. Get it rocking, get that swag. Next episode is with Coach T. We're going to talk basketball with Coach T. So that's going to be a fun episode. Y'all go check it out.
Yes. And since you said check it out, you want 24-hour access to 4Gs? No matter where you go, guess where you can go now? 4gsports.com. Okay? Sports with the Z. The last S in sports is a Z. So go there. You can check out the website. You can get like Doc said, you get merchandise, face masks, and you can even go back and check out past episodes. If you want to see a little bit more about the Doc, find out about him, King, or myself, our bios are on there as well. All right. So, and also one last thing, we need you to download Life After Sports on iOS and Google Play. Okay. But before we get out of here, Doc, go ahead and give us a sign off, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off and thank Dominique Soucy again for coming on. If y'all haven't checked it out in the midst of this episode, if you didn't pull up another tab or another browser and check out PurInstinct, go do it now. It's going to be I'm going to watch some more of it. I think I'm excited to go try it out and see if these old knees can handle it. Also, yeah, don't do it. I know, right? I'm going to do it anyway. And thanks to all of our subscribers and everybody that's been supporting us. You know, we keep rocking. We're coming up on 50 episodes. We're getting there. We're getting closer. It's been exciting. It's been a fun trip. We're going to keep doing it. So we appreciate y'all. Please keep sharing the content. Tell your friends to share. Tell your friends' friends to share. And you know what I always say? Hit that bell.
There you go. Dominique, you have any shout-outs for us, sir?
It's all good, man. Hey, thanks a lot. I saw you just like put my info over there. So yeah, we got a new actually Twitter feed. It's you can go on PurInstinct, just like at PurInstinct. That's me. But if you go PurInstinct HQ, it's a pretty fun. It's a pretty if you like the style of this show, you're gonna like the style of the Twitter account that we're not trying to be too serious on Twitter. So that's my number one like platform. Also, we got a really good like website, so go on purinstinct.com without the E, and so I'm francophone, so no E in the pure. So, and after that, like on TikTok, same thing, like Pure Instinct. I think you're gonna love what we're about. And we also have a podcast, the Purest Sport Moment Podcast. You three guys, you should come on the podcast. It's so fun.
Hey, we're there.
Hey, you gave us the international invitation. We will come.
Absolutely.
Oh, and also, in case you didn't catch all those links, you know it's going to be in the description below. So don't worry about it. Okay? King.
I want to give a shout out to all my brothers out there. Also, I want to give a special shout out to my freshman basketball squad that beat a bigger, taller, stronger, faster team on our last game of the season. We were screaming heart over height the whole week because they had all 6 foot and over kids, and my tallest kid is 5'10" at the most. And we beat them in overtime. I was excited. They were excited. Give them a shout out. And I want to implement this new sport to our actual program for one of our workouts. I think that'd be kind of ideal for the boys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my shout out goes to the King because he paid off the refs. But
That's so nice.
But as always, Dominic, thank you, sir. First and foremost, for you coming up with this sport, coming on the show, and giving us the invitation to come on yours. Which, if I can speak for the crew, you just give us a date, and we are there for that.
Go.
My 4G brothers and everyone else, man, I appreciate your support. I appreciate it. All right? But like we always do at this time, 4Gs, guess what? We out, baby.